It's day 12 of the Body Shaping for Women Over 50 series, and we are recovering with standing abs. Let's go. All right, killer bees, let's get moving and grooving. And that means that we are getting started with some arm circles with high knees. Yes, even on a recovery day, we are doing our regular warm-ups, you guys. Welcome to the workout, which I use that word, well, not super loosely, because today is a recovery day. This is active rest, and I think you'll find that it's not fast active. We're not gonna get sweaty, but core work does tend to be, I feel it the next day. Let's put it that way. That's how I feel about standing abs kind of work. I know that this is gonna feel like work, but it's not gonna be too much. You guys, I feel like I did not tell you who I am. I'm Pahla B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend, and I love standing abs, you guys. I love recovery day just in general. It's kind of my favorite day of the week, along with all of the other ones. Let's go ahead and do some arm crossers with booty kickers, and I'm totally doing this wrong. There we go. Okay, I'm a little bit off my game today, you guys. Here we go. That's why I need a recovery day, is because I'm ready for a little bit of a slow down, a little bit of something a little bit simpler today. It is active for a rest day, but we are not moving fast in any manner. I do have the timer set just so I don't have to count, just so I don't have to really think about anything other than kind of practicing some balance today. We are doing all standing work, but it is, the thing about core strength is that it means that we're kind of practicing some balance moves. Not a ton. Of course, the finisher is going to be balance moves. I already told you that. I told you that way back on day 0. I'm not surprising you with that one. Let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes. I am not doing a super extended warm-up today because honestly, this work, when we do standing abs, there's not a lot of warm-ups necessary. I do have a fair bit of just kind of overhead and bending kind of stuff. So I just wanted to make sure that we're in the right groove, we're in the right mindset to be ready to work a little bit. Here's what it looks like. I've got the handy dandy gym boss set for 45 seconds. We're gonna get through my handful plus of exercises 2 times. Nice and simple. There's absolutely no rest, but there's also no hurry. Honestly, if you get done a couple of reps in the 45 seconds, we're doing just fine, and we're actually just gonna get started. I love this first one so much. It's an exercise I call touch your butts, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. You're gonna have your hands out wide. Your feet are actually pretty close together. You're gonna take your right hand, and you're gonna twist around and try and touch your butt on the left side. And I will tell you, that's harder than it sounds. This is why I love this exercise, is because it has the most ridiculous name ever in the world, but it's actually not easy. Like, when you really kind of think about it, you're trying to keep your hips super duper stable, which is why your feet are so close together, and you're only twisting through your torso, which is why we're gonna feel it in our abs and obliques. When it beeps, oh my goodness, we're gonna do something I call step out side bend jacks, which is a long word. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have our feet close together. We're gonna have our hands up overhead. We're gonna step out to one side while doing a side bend that direction. Having your hands overhead really makes that work a little bit different. So you're trying to get your hand, and then we're back to the center. You're trying to get the hand that is coming down on the side, basically down to, I'm able to reach just about my knee. Again, we're really thinking about this being a side bend and not a triangle, because if it was a triangle, we'd be using our hips and glutes. Oh my gosh. But right now, we're only using our abs. When it beeps again, we're gonna do windmills, which means we're gonna stay in this like wide stepped out position, gonna make a giant X with our body. And you're gonna reach your opposite hand all the way down to your opposite foot. Now, I will tell you, I have been doing windmill tap backs for so many years now that I'm really gonna have to think about keeping my feet completely planted. Opposite hand down towards your opposite foot. And we're really taking our time. This is not cardio. It's gonna feel like cardio here in about 2 seconds, but we're really taking our time. It's kind of a stretch, and it is definitely a good twist. Using your glutes a little bit because we are pushing our hips back. It's kind of like a twisting deadlift. When it beeps again, we're gonna do wide elbow oblique crunches, which means you're gonna have your hands up on your shoulders, keeping your elbows out nice and wide. Feet will be about hip width apart. And we're just gonna bring up one knee out to the side and try and touch it to the elbow that's on the same side. Oh, nice stretch. Nice ab work. Okay, feet about hip width apart, hands on your shoulders here. We're bringing up that knee towards your elbow, and then we're just falling right over. This is where we're working on balance today. Not trying to go fast at all. And in fact, if we were going faster, I would probably not fall over. Really thinking about pulling in your core, squeezing through those abs, using your abs and obliques to do this work. When it beeps again, we're doing something I call compass points, which I have at various times called different things. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna bend forward, we're gonna bend to the side, we're gonna bend backwards, and then we're gonna bend to the other side. So we're gonna go around the 4 points of the compass. Now you'll notice that obviously in some directions you'll be able to bend significantly more. So hands just here on your waist. We're gonna bend forward, without trying to push your hips back, which I totally just did. Then you're gonna bend to the side, which is a side bend, keeping your hips completely stable. Then we're bending backwards, which of course is very, very shallow. And then to the other side, and then this time I'm gonna think much more carefully about not pushing my hips back when I bend forward. That's the thing about these I'm gonna call them ab-centric, but that's not the word I'm trying to come up with, where we're isolating our abs. That's what it is. When it beeps again, we're doing a single leg overhead crunch, where we're doing this crunching motion, except we're gonna have one foot in the air at a time. So you're gonna bring up one knee to, waist height, whatever you can get to. Both hands are gonna be up overhead. Gonna bring up one knee, and we're gonna crunch down into it. So this is kind of like that forward bend that we just did, except you've got your hands overhead, and we've got the added challenge of only having one foot on the ground. So really thinking about this crunch. We're curling forward, crunching through our abs, and of course holding on to your core nice and tight. When it beeps again, we're gonna do torso twists, just what it sounds like. We get to put our hands on our waist, and we're gonna twist our torso. Again, trying to keep our hips super duper stable. I think that is honestly the hardest part about standing ab work. I would love to let my hips and glutes do so much more of this work. Feet about hip width apart. Hands just here on your waist. Actually, you can have your hands flying also. You're gonna twist to one side, and then we're gonna twist to the other, keeping both hip bones pointed forward the entire time. We're twisting and really just isolating. I'm gonna use that word numerous times now that I've found it in my brain. Oh my gosh, you guys, sometimes I'm like this. When it beeps again, we're doing forward step side bends. So again, keeping our hips super duper stable, but that forward step is really gonna throw off your balance and really challenge the way we can do a side bend. So you're stepping forward and bending to the side. I'm gonna go ahead and have my hand up overhead for this one, just so it's almost more like a stretch, but also it's kind of giving me a little bit of ballast. So as you're stepping forward, you're bending into the side that you have stepped forward on. You notice how difficult this is? It's weird how that big step forward completely changes your center of gravity. So you're really holding on to your core, and of course, using your abs and obliques. When it beeps again, we're doing twisting Ys, which I happen to love that one. We're gonna make the big letter Y with our body by having our hands out wide, but our feet super close together. You're gonna reach your hand across your body, trying to twist down to wherever you can reach, honestly. I like to twist down to about my knee, depending on how flexible you are and how strong you are. You might not be able to get that low, you might be able to get a lot lower. Totally depends on you. And really, all workouts and all exercises always do. When it beeps again, it's the last exercise of our circuit. We're doing heel touch jacks, which just means our hands are doing jumping jacks, like super duper slow. We're bringing up one knee at a time, and your goal, if you choose to accept it, is to try and touch your hands onto the heel of the foot, which means that you're really bringing that foot up a lot higher than I normally do for regular high knee kinds of exercises. Okay, so hands are up and then we're bringing them down, and without curling too much. I am curling forward a little bit to try and touch my heel, but as much as possible you're thinking about bringing your foot up as high as you can and keeping your head and chest upright. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so this was everything. We've seen it all. This was the circuit. We're just going to do this one more time at this pace, or even slower if you want to. This is an active rest, recovery, standing abs kind of day. So when it beeps again, we're touching our butt. I probably should have warned you about that. I know sometimes you guys work out with kids around, so I apologize if that's going to be something that you end up hearing for the rest of the day. I mean, of our options, that one's not the worst word I could use, but here we go. So hands are just out wide. We're twisting, keeping our hips completely stable. The best way to do that is to squeeze them. So they're not working. You're working them, you're just not letting them help you with the twisting motion. When it beeps again, we're doing that step out, side bend jack. So hands are going to be up overhead. Whew, golly, did I say we're going to go slower? I feel like we should go a little bit slower. This is some squeezy work today. We're going to step out to the side. Not going to let your hips do any of the work while we bend over a little bit into a side bend, trying to get your hand down to about your knee or wherever you can. Oh, awesome job. Okay, so hands up. We're going to step out to the side and bend over just a little bit, making sure that your head and chest are still facing forward, your hip bones, of course, facing forward. We're not trying to bend forward at all. This is only in the side plane of motion. This is how we get some nice, strong obliques, my friends. When it beeps again, we're going to do windmills. You know, the thing about obliques, oh my gosh, and I think about this all the time when other fitness trainers promise you that doing like standing abs or just ab workouts in general is gonna like burn belly fat or give you flat abs. The fact is, it gives you strong abs. Here we go with a nice wide windmill. Reaching your opposite hand all the way down towards your opposite foot. The only way to burn fat, I mean, we're talking about weight maintenance here, so I don't think you care too much about burning fat, but here's the thing. If you are burning fat, it means that you're burning calories. It means that you're losing weight. The only way to lose fat is to lose weight. Now, what we are doing with this body shaping program is gaining muscle, which can help build your metabolism, boost your metabolism so that you are burning more calories every day, which can change your body composition. When it beeps again, by the way, we're doing those wide elbow oblique crunches. But doing ab exercises only gives you strong abs. It has nothing to do really specifically. So here we go, pulling up that one knee on the same side with your hands on your shoulders, and then the other knee on the other side without falling over. The only thing that burns fat is losing weight. There's no way to guarantee that these exercises are burning fat. Your body burns fat when it wants to burn fat, and it burns other types of fuel when it wants to burn other types of fuel. Your body is always making that decision, not you. And you absolutely do not burn belly fat specifically by working your belly. When it beeps again, we're doing those compass points. And I understand the appeal. Like, I totally get that we all kind of visualize that when we work a muscle, so hands just wherever you would like them to be. We're bending forward. Oh my gosh, without letting your hips do any of the work. We're bending to the side without letting your hips do any of the work. We're bending back without letting your hips do any of the work. We're bending to the other side without letting your hips do any of the work. I know that we all would love to shape our bodies by working the specific point where we want to see a specific shape. I mean, I get that. I totally get that. I understand the appeal. It's just that your body always has its own opinion. Your body is always going to do what your body is going to do. We do full body workouts most of the time. I mean, today notwithstanding, when it beeps again, single leg overhead crunches. This is really the only kind of like single body part sort of workout I ever do. And I don't know if you've noticed, but when we work our core, you are absolutely working your entire body. Hands up overhead. Oh yes, that's right. That means that we're actually working our upper back. By having one leg up at a time, that means that we're working our quadriceps, our hamstrings, our glutes. Specifically this exercise, full body exercise, my friend. You feel it in your abs. I feel it in my abs, but we're working everything. When it beeps again, we're going to do those torso twists. But anyways, this is the only kind of workout that I would ever do like a single body part anymore. I used to do single body parts all the time because I would get asked for them all the time. But the fact is, you are doing yourself a disservice. Here we go with torso twists. You're doing yourself a disservice when you are only working one tiny part of your body at a time. For the same amount of time, you could be working your entire body, boosting your metabolism more, getting in, honestly, harder work because you're not working one body part until complete and utter exhaustion and then possibly getting injured. When we do full body workouts, it is, in my opinion, the best and most efficient, most effective way to sculpt everything. Your body's gonna figure out where it wants to be sculpted from. Next up, we're doing forward step side bends. And that's not to say that you don't have any control at all, by the way. I know that when I say that, it sounds kind of like, well, you know, your body's just gonna do whatever and maybe you'll look good, maybe you won't. That's not what I'm saying. We're stepping forward, we're bending to the side. You do have control of making sure that you are building muscles in the right places. You do have control over how much you are building one body part versus another. I mean, I try really hard to make our workouts very, very equal. When it beeps again, we're doing twisting Ys, by the way. But I know that, especially at our age, we're fighting gravity at this point, you know? We're fighting with loose skin, we're fighting with time, we're fighting with lots of things. Here's our twisting Ys. And I know that you want to look good, so do I, we all do. But there was a time when sculpting your body was going to get you a lot different results a lot faster. At this age, my body sculpting opinion is that we are trying to be as strong as we can and stay on our feet as long as we can. And if we look good in a bikini, I mean, then that's a bonus. That's not like the main goal. When it beeps again, we're going to do the heel touch jacks for the second and final time. Oh my goodness, hands up. Totally feeling this work in my shoulders now. Speaking of full body workouts, you guys. This is the end. When it beeps again, we are done, but you already know that I have a finisher for us. We are doing one final bit of pretty difficult balance work because that, my friends, is the best way, doggies, to stay on your feet as long as possible by practicing your balance. When it beeps, we're doing something I'm calling high knee elbow twists. We're going to have our hands on our shoulders. They're just going to stay on your shoulders. You're going to bring up one high knee and we're going to be on one foot the entire interval. That high knee stays in one place. Your hips stay super stable. I'm going to actually stand on my left foot at first. You're going to twist your left elbow into your knee and then your right elbow into your knee. It's a twisting motion. You're trying to keep that knee as high as possible so that you're not really bending forward very much. It's a little bit of a curl forward, but not a ton. Thinking about keeping that standing leg soft but strong, bringing that work up into your glutes, holding on to your core. This is a very complex exercise. Even though it's relatively simple looking, we are using lots of muscles right now. When it beeps, of course, we're going to do this exact same thing on the other side, my friends. Doggies. I know, this was recovery workout. This was rather active rest. Here we go on the other side. Oh my gosh. Okay, find your balance, Paula. Doggies. All right, the next time it beeps is the last time it's gonna beep. We're gonna do a little bit of a cool down just because I didn't get super sweaty, but this was still work, so we're just going to cool it down a little bit. And I'm going to remind you, oh my gosh, to make sure that when you are not watching me on TV, when you are on desktop or mobile, to go ahead and open up the description box and grab the 16-page information resource that goes along with this body shaping series that explains everything about how we do what we do, why we do what we do, and how to get the best results out of it. For example, making sure that you are planning for tomorrow, because I am already planning for tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna do a couple of arm circles here. Tomorrow is a moderate day, and I'm super excited about it. Tomorrow is cardio toning, because that's what we do on Saturdays. So we're gonna need our lightest dumbbells, and today that means that we're gonna fuel at about our baseline. Cardio toning, it's still moderate work, don't get me wrong, but cardio toning is, in my opinion, slightly more intense, even with moderation, slightly more intense than unweighted cardio. So you can use your best judgment and figure out what you need to do to fuel for a moderate cardio toning workout. Generally speaking, your baseline is going to be good. If you want to think a little bit about getting ready with some protein, that's okay, or maybe getting ready. Either way, honestly, because it's cardio, you can get ready with carbs or you can get ready with protein. I pretty much always choose carbs though. Arms open. Oh, my friends, what a good job you did today. And then arms closed. Give yourself a big hug and a pat on your back. It was a recovery day, but it certainly wasn't easy, was it? Nothing ever is. You guys did such a good job. Make sure that you subscribe before you go so that I can see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, my friends. I'll see you tomorrow.